What's up, everybody? My name is Del. This is Del on Movies. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you've been here before, thanks for hanging out with me again. I was out and about today, did a little thrifting, a little bit of other shopping. I came home to see one of these bad boys at my door. And if you're familiar, you know that this is an order from Hamilton Book. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But first, let me show you what else I picked up while I was out. The first thing is the thing that I absolutely was definitely going out to get today no matter what. There was one in my area at a Barnes & Noble, not at a Walmart or anywhere else, or a Target. They had it on their website, but not there either. One of the Barnes & Nobles, I went and I grabbed it, and that is the True Lies 4K. If you look up here, you'll see this price up here says $39.99, and then on this side, you see that it says 30% off. Well, on top of that, I am a premium member with them, so that's another 10% off, and I already had a 10% discount, which means in the end, I got True Lies for about 15 bucks. Stopped at two different thrifting places today. One was the Restore. The Restore only had 4 Blu-rays in the entire store. They had a whole wall of DVDs, but they had 4 Blu-rays, and I picked up 2 of them. The first one is Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. I've never seen this one, so I'm looking forward to grabbing that, or taking a look at it. I already grabbed it. Taking a look at that one. And the other one is a sealed copy of Annie Hall. I have seen this movie. Excellent movie. Not a big Woody Allen fan of his movies. His movies I like more than I don't like. But him as a person I dislike. But for a buck at a thrift shop, I might as well pick it up. And that is one of my favorite of the Woody Allen movies that I've seen. Went to another thrift shop. Those were both $1. Went to another place. These were $4, so a little bit more. But if you know anything about me, or maybe I've let it slip here on the channel a few times, so you may have heard me say I've got a soft spot for psycho stalker movies. I'm talking, of course, Fatal Attraction, of course, Single White Female, Hand That Rocks the Cradle, all that stuff from back in the day. But even up to like The Boy Next Door with J-Lo, Obsessed with Beyonce. The worse they are, the more I love them. Even Tyler Perry's Acrimony, which is terrible, but I love it because it's so terrible. Both of these movies pretty much fall into that same category. And this first one is The Perfect Guy. Sanaa Lathan is in it. And I got Morris Chestnut and Michael Ealy. He's a little lesser known, but he's a really good actor. And he just goes full-on psycho in this movie, so I really enjoy that. And the other one, Morris Chestnut appears again, and this one is When the Bow Breaks, and this one also has Regina Hall. I'm not sure, I can't remember the young lady's name. Jazz Sinclair is the young lady's name, and she is the psycho in this movie, so I'm gonna have fun rewatching this one and The Perfect Guy. That brings me to this bad boy right here, the Hamilton Book, the Arc, I think they call it. I forget what they actually call it. I've been slacking on Hamilton lately. I've placed some orders with them in the past, but when I looked at my order history, it's been a couple of years since I placed an order from them. And yes, they make it this easy to pull things, so yes, we get all sorts of noise that we can get all on the mic. And I didn't go crazy. I went light. Didn't spend a ton of money this time with them. But now I'm through it. And it's so satisfying to rip that open and then pull just like that. And you got all these movies in here. So I only got a handful of movies. Or a little more than a handful. First one is a movie I have not seen. Though I do know of this movie. It's a pretty old movie. A 70s film called Youngblood, with Lawrence Hilton Jacobs from Cooley High. I know a lot of you just recently saw or purchased Cooley High from the Criterion Collection. This is another movie with him in it. He played Cochise in Cooley High. Next movie is another superhero movie that I could have put in my superhero video, which I did, my superhero collection video, which I did not because I didn't have it at the time. But here is Batman the Movie, DC Superheroes Unite. So I'm glad to have that one. This one is Leon Isaac Kennedy and then wife Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy is a legend in both in 70s movies and in sports because she was one of the first women to co-host an NFL show back in the day, on CBS way back in the day in the 70s. And she also did these movies with her husband. This one is Body and Soul, a boxing film. And I've seen it. I think I've seen it, but I probably haven't seen it since the early 80s if I did. Next one is another 70s movie. This one I haven't seen either, but I am anxious to watch this one probably more than anything. And this is Five on the Black Hand Side. Next movie, more 70s movies. And this one is one I have seen recently, actually. And this is Fred the Hammer Williamson in Black Caesar. And next is an Eddie Murphy movie that is a little underrated, but it's directed by Wes Craven. This is only vampire flick for Eddie Murphy, and that's Vampire in Brooklyn. And finally, I got this documentary here, The Secret History of Comics. And by the way, the Fred Hammond Williamson movie, Black Caesar, that is the only movie that cost more than $10. I think it was $12.95. Everything else was $8 or less, so I didn't spend a ton of ton of money on movies from Hamilton Book. If you're not familiar with them, check out their website. That is the website, hamiltonbook.com. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just telling you because they're a great site. And one thing that I don't hear other content creators, other collectors talk about on their channels is one of the biggest reasons to order from them, aside from the low prices. 'Cause like I said, everything here was less than $10 except for that one movie. Sure, they have plenty of stuff that's over $10. A lot of Arrow stuff and a lot of other movies, box sets and more deluxe sets, more boutique label stuff. And that's all fine and dandy. But the biggest thing is no matter what you order, you're just going to pay $4 in shipping. So I ordered all of these movies, which amounts to what, 7 movies. I paid $4 in shipping. If I had ordered another 7, I would have still paid $4 in shipping. So that is another great reason to check out Hamilton Book. As for me, that's all I have for you on this haul, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.